Today I have a great BJJ endurance protocol which is going to improve your gassing in a meaningful way on the jiu-jitsu mats. That means no more gassing out, better recovery in between rounds so you can roll hard round after round. This is a great protocol because not only are we going to build an endless gas tank, improve our endurance, but we're going to do it with muscles that we use a ton in jiu-jitsu: our grip, our back, our core, our hips. This workout is incredibly time efficient and only takes one kettlebell, which means you can do this at home, you can do this after a strength session. If you have kettlebells at your jiu-jitsu gym, maybe you hit this after or before a jiu-jitsu session. Now, before I get into the protocol today, if you're someone who wants to improve their BJJ strength and conditioning, but you're kind of clueless, I have a 3-day-per-week program which gets delivered right through your phone through an easy to use app. If that's something that interests you, there'll be a link below you can click. You can try it free for a week, and after that, it's only $30 per month. Now, the training protocol is what we call OEM. This stands for on every minute. So basically, we want to do reps on every minute, and whatever we have left, that's our rest. So if we get our reps done in 20 seconds, that means we're at 40 seconds to rest. So ideally, we want to be working hard for about maybe anywhere from 15 to 25 seconds, and then rest in the rest. If it takes you shorter than that, the weight's probably too light. If it's taking you more than that, the weight may be too heavy. Now, as far as how many minutes you should do this, if this is a standalone conditioning workout for you, I would have you do 10 rounds and build up to 20, 30 rounds over time. If this is more like a finisher, you're gonna do this after you lift weights, I think 4 to 8 rounds is plenty. So the exercise that we're going to use with this is going to be a kettlebell swing, but you can also do a bunch of different condition exercises if you don't have a kettlebell or you prefer something else. You could do like kettlebell snatches, you could do jump squats. I'm a big fan, but you could do burpees. You can do medicine ball slams, rope slams. I even do this on an air bike sometimes where I'll sprint and get 10 calories as fast as I can and then take the rest of the minute to go slow. So there's a bunch of variations you can do that, but today we're gonna talk about the kettlebell swing. As far as the starting weight you should go, obviously like any exercise, you're gonna get stronger, have better endurance over time, so you're gonna use a heavier kettlebell as you progress and get in better shape. But for a female, I'd probably start with a 25 to 35 pound kettlebell. For a male, I'd probably start between a 45 to a 50 pound kettlebell. Now let's go over how to do the kettlebell swing. So a kettlebell swing is basically a hip hinge. Like, think of it as a more dynamic version of an RDL or deadlift. So we should be able to hinge properly. If you can't hinge properly, I would probably get strong and build some fundamental movements first. So when I set with the kettlebell, I want the kettlebell about maybe a foot or two in front of me. I'm going to go right into my hinge to set up. I'm going to grab the kettlebell. I'm going to tilt it like this. Now, when I grab the kettlebell, I want to squeeze it tight, and I want to think like I'm breaking the bar. This is going to keep your shoulders nice and tight here. And then when I throw it through the kettlebell, big mistake people make is they throw it below their knees. Now, if you watch American football, you want to think about throwing it like a center who throws it higher towards the crotch. That's what you want to think of. So you think of like a triangle between your knees and your crotch. You want to throw the kettlebell in that triangle. So I'm going to throw it through, and once I get all the way back, my arms will be on my inner thighs. I'm going to explode through my hips, squeeze my glutes. So when I extend, I want to extend through my hips like this, glutes tight. I don't want to extend through my lower back too much, doing this leaning thing. The other thing you want to think about is when you're swinging, you're not doing anything with your arms. Think of them as connected change. All your hips are doing all the work. So I don't want to swing and then do like a shoulder race. I just want to relax my arms, and I want to swing and let the power of my hips, let my arms and kettlebell float up. The last thing I'm going to talk about is we want to brace and keep our core tight so we're safe, more explosive. So what I want to do is as I throw it through, I'm breathing through my nose, like you have a stuffy nose. And then as you extend your hips, you want to exhale, right? That's going to fire your core, again, to keep your core safer, but it's also going to allow you to be more explosive, so these are a little more effective. So I'm going to show you a few reps. So here, throw it through, and then put it back on the ground just the way you picked it up. So there you have it. That is a simple routine to build your BJJ conditioning. If you have any questions, put them in the comments.